Hello, planner peeps. This is not a video that I ever thought I would be making, and that's simply because I thought that I had thrown this planner away. If you've been a subscriber on my channel, or if you've watched any of my previous planner videos, you might have heard me talk about the NOLTY planner I was using in 2023, and I was cleaning out some shelves the other day and I actually found it. So I thought it would be interesting to do a little flip through of what I had going on in this planner in 2023. If you're interested, I will link in the description where you can buy the January 2025 version of this planner. I'm not affiliated with NOLTY, nor am I affiliated with JetPens, but for anybody that's interested in trying out this planner or seeing more details about it, the link is there for you in the description. This particular version is the 9670, but I think the number depends on the start date. So anyways, let's just jump right into it. So this is an A5 size planner. It comes with this kind of like plasticky cover. As you can probably tell, this kind of like pinky taupey color is very much my vibe. It's got 2023 in gold on the front and also on the spine. Mine's a little dirty, but you can see the back is pretty plain. The inside of the cover, it has 3 slip pockets here and the bigger pocket where you actually have the journal slipped in. And on the back, there's one down here, and then also this. It also has a pen loop, but I don't remember myself using the pen loop very often. I would say the paper is pretty similar to like Midori paper. It's kind of cream-ish. It's thicker. It's definitely not like Tomoe River paper. I quite like it. I think at the end of this video, I have like a bunch of pens here. I'll do like a pen test page for anyone that's interested. But since this is from 2023, I'm not sure if there have been any updates to the paper since then. So yeah, let's just jump into the flip through. In the front, I have some stickers. I feel like one of the reasons I probably did save this journal was because I have stickers in it that I actually really like. I'm pretty sure I got this one in Japan. Oh, I also should mention that this is it starts at an interesting time. Oh, it's from April to March. So it started April 2023 into March 2024. And I personally jumped into this planner, I think around May, because I purchased it while I was in Japan. I'm pretty sure that I got it at Yodobashi Camera in Akihabara, which is like a really large department store. Honestly, if you're in Akihabara, or if you're traveling in Japan or you live in Japan, and you go to Akihabara, Yodobashi Camera is honestly very fun. They have like 8 floors of products. There's also a small Uniqlo inside of the department building, and they have restaurants like near the top floor, but they have a lot of stationery stuff. They have planners, journals, pens, pencils, stickers, like everything. It's kind of like a one-stop shop. Lots of electronics as well. So yeah, I purchased this while I was in Japan, and previously, before that, I had been using a Hobonichi Techo, the A5, and I think I have this problem. I think when I go to Japan, I typically don't do any journaling or planning in a paper notebook of any sort, and then it kind of bothers me that those pages in my notebook are empty. So then usually around that time is when I switch my planner system. So that was the case with this. And I will also say I specifically had been using the Hobonichi Techo because I was using the daily pages to write out all of my workouts. And then I just found that to be very tedious and time consuming. And when I stopped doing that, I kind of like didn't really have much to write in the daily pages of that notebook, if you know what it looks like. So that also made me want to like switch to something smaller and a little bit more simple. But anyways, back to the flip through. So front cover, it's a thicker, more cardstocky paper, and then it has that paper, that situation we all hate where it's like glued together, but they have just like 2023 NOLTY since 1949. And then you have your calendar pages. This was the year that this planner was for, 2023. It also has 2024 and 2022 for some reason, I guess. I'm not sure what this is. Some of these pages, this is a Japanese planner. I have like translated so I can tell you what they are, but I did not do that for this. I'm assuming these are like holidays, Japanese holidays. Next is a perpetual calendar, which I was using to track my work hours and my menstrual cycle. So these little like circles were for my menstrual cycle, and it was either open circle for not and closed circle for I was on my period. It looks like Sundays are highlighted in red here, and then maybe also holidays, because you see sometimes Monday is highlighted, so I'm guessing it's like Sundays and holidays. Yeah, and I just like wrote down all my work hours, which is not necessarily the most productive use of this yearly plan, because I have all of those work hours like in my Google Calendar and stuff, but this was in a time when I was not planning as much or like as hardcore. So I was just trying to figure out something to use this for. And I mean, it worked out pretty well. I kept up with it pretty good. I will say I think I moved out of this journal in December and into the Hobonichi Han I was using earlier this year. So that's why I stopped off around this time. Next is the monthly pages, and basically just use this how I'm using it now, which is like work meetings, appointments, birthdays, travel, daylight savings time, events, any old thing really. If you see these like blacked out areas, I went through the entire planner and blacked out anyone's like government names, because I wasn't thinking about using this for content creation at the time. So I just had like, you know, my parents' full names written in my planner. But so I just went through and like kind of blocked that out just for like privacy reasons. On the side here, I was using this for social media tracking. By the way, I am leaving Twitter. I'm not sure if anybody is following me on Twitter, but I'm leaving Twitter and I'm switching over to Blue Sky. And then I think I also had monthly tasks on this left-hand side. They have on every monthly page, they have the previous month and the month after up here, a little tiny calendar. It's a Monday start planner. In the monthly section, they're lined, but in the like weekly section, that it's a grid notebook, we'll say. Yeah, and then up here at the top, all the Saturdays are written in blue and all the Sundays are written in red or pink. So it's more pink. But yeah, you can see, I think I stayed pretty consistent in the monthly section. And generally speaking, I prefer to use the monthly section specifically for planning. I think I also keep track of the full moons and the new moons. I remember really enjoying this planner. It was kind of exactly what I needed at the time that I was using it. So I think for people that have a more simple planning system, it's a really nice notebook, and they have lots of different layouts. But I will say, like, if you really like this cover, the color of the color corresponds to the layout of the planner. So if it has a layout different than this, the cover color will be different. I think the one for 2025 is still a similar color though, for the same layout. I started tracking like billing things, but honestly, I just like don't really do finance tracking at all. So there was not much point. I basically just keep track of my accounts on the websites online. Yeah. Very simple, very, very clean, really easy to use. This was my key at the time, which is still similar to the key I use now. I guess I was using a Uni Jetstream for this portion of the notebook, so I'm guessing it was something like, it was probably this pen, actually, my favorite Uni Jetstream metal body pen. I tried to, this is something I'm trying to let go of, but I didn't like it when I was using different pens in the same notebook. I'm trying to like let that go, like for real. And then I didn't really do any planning for January, February, March, but it gives you those pages. Oh, it goes all the way to April. Yeah, oh, because it's an April start planner. But yeah, I didn't plan to use this notebook for the duration of, you know, what it had in it. But I had written out some birthdays. That's why those are blocked out. Okay, so I'm guessing that I back planned a lot of these pages because I was definitely not in this planner in February, March, April, probably started in May. But as you can see, for the weekly pages, and that's what this planner is mostly made up of, is weekly pages. They have the month, a small calendar, and it has circled the week that we're in. Also, I feel like this light is not that great. I'm really sorry about that, but hopefully you can see what's going on. I tried to zoom in as much as possible so you could really see the writing. And then in the top section, they have 2 boxes on top of each other for each day. So it has like the day, the number day, and the name of the day, and then 2 boxes. I was using the top box for weather. I like to track the weather just for funsies. And then the bottom box I was using for appointments, meetings, events, stuff like that. And these little droplets represent how many glasses of water I had that day. I think I've pretty well gotten into the habit of drinking enough water, so I kind of like stopped tracking my water intake, but like doing this kind of stuff really helped me just get into the habit of like constantly drinking water, which for me, I think is really important. It really makes a difference in my skin. Yeah, so I think I'm pretty sure I back planned all of this stuff because there's obviously nothing in the bottom part, but I put in like events and the weather. Not sure how I back planned that weather though, to be honest. Maybe I already had it in my other notebook. The pages are really smooth. It feels really nice. It's definitely not very toothy. It's smooth and like pretty thick. I would say I don't read Japanese. I'm not sure if it even says down here if I did, but I would estimate maybe like 80, 90 something GSM. Definitely thicker than Tomoe River paper, but not nearly as thick as Midori paper. I like that it's kind of like nice that it's cream colored, but it's not like super creamy. It's definitely on the lighter side. And you can see down here on the right hand side, they have the month grayed out. And I did tab it. I don't remember where I got these tabs from. I think I actually bought them locally, but they're pretty simple, just like the name of the month in gold. I probably should have like put it out farther because you can't see the name on the side. Oh, it also has up here in the upper right hand side the week number, which I like. I like knowing the week number. I think most planners nowadays have that, but I think that's a nice little touch. Okay, this is when I was on vacation, so I had even less information. Okay, and this is where we start for real. So this is like literally the week that I returned from Japan. And at the beginning, I was kind of like doing a rolling task list where I had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I just wrote out the tasks. Some stuff I would schedule it in, and then some stuff I probably just like ticked it off as I went. And then I guess I was using this right-hand side for just journaling, taking notes and stuff like that. So same thing, rolling task list. And then I had a shopping list for Costco. Just using it in a bunch of different ways. Only had tasks this week. It looks like I had like a mix of personal tasks, posting on social media, household chores, work things. Yeah, just everything was all in one large task list. This time, I guess this week, I had to go over to the next page because I had a lot of stuff. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of like romanticizing my life, and I will write down literally any tiny little task I do to help fill up a page so it looks really nice. Like in my current journal, like I'm writing down all the stuff I do in Minecraft. Yeah, I just every little thing I'm writing it down to just fill up the pages, and I don't hate that. I kind of like that for myself. Okay, this looks like I had started to separate my tasks. So this looks like personal tasks over here. This was posting on social media or doing social media things. So I had like streaming, Instagram, TikTok. I think I was still on Twitch at this point. Twitter and Threads, YouTube, Tumblr, and my fan sites. And then I had a small habit tracker here, which was pills, supplements, workout, protein, and water. And then, no, protein and shower. I'm still tracking my water up here. And then down here, I have a list for work tasks. And it looks like I was off Tuesdays and Sundays back then. Maybe I just had a day off. Oh, it was Independence Day on Tuesday. What is my schedule then? Was it still Monday through Friday? Oh, I was off. No, I was working on Saturday. Interesting. So it looks like I kept up with that sort of layout for a while. Personal, habits, socials, and work. I'm honestly it's coming. I will be doing a ring planner setup video at some point. But I'm thinking about going back to like a rolling weekly task list for my work stuff. I've enjoyed the vertical weekly in the common planner, but I think it's just like not really necessary. I think I was also playing Minecraft around this time, but I did fall off for some amount of time. So task lists, and then I had a list of chores that apparently I didn't do. Socials, habits, work. Oh, I didn't track my water over here. I had a lot of random stuff. Okay, this was the first of the month. So task lists. This was my some social media tracking, I guess, and some income from that. Socials, habits, work tasks, and I guess this was some notes on a horoscope YouTube video. Oh, I kind of condensed it down over here, and I had personals, works, socials, habits, and then this was empty, but I put in a little grocery list. Still in the condensed version. I like the color change though. Looks like for the most part, I was using a gray mild liner. This purple highlighter was from Muji, and it's long since dried up. But this gray, I'm sure, is like one of these like light gray mild liners, which I still use today. I always buy one when I go to Japan. Just one single mild liner. This looks like a pink highlighter. Green, that's an interesting color. Purple again. Yeah, I really underutilized some of these pages, but that's fine. Okay, first week in September, it looks like, or no, I guess this would have been the first day of September, but I did social media stats here and some monthly tasks. I do like having a monthly task list, but I don't really see myself anymore, at least, like coming back to a page like this. I like to have one separate page nowadays just for like those monthly things that can happen kind of any time throughout the month. Oh, this is like I had very few personal tasks, but I had a big list of all the Reddit subreddits I wanted to post on for my fan site stuff, I guess. I had a specific to-do list for content making, and then personal work, habits, socials. You can see the social media posting thing got bigger and bigger. I was really going pretty hardcore at the end of like 2023 and the beginning of 2024, and I just like have really dropped off of that. It's took up a lot of mental energy that I think I wasn't really not really able to allocate anymore. This is a much thicker pen. Usually I'm like use a pretty thin pen. I think this is this Kaweco fountain pen. Yeah, that looks like what that is. I actually bought the, what is that called? The plunger thing for this so that I can change the ink. But I think I actually like having blue ink in one of my pens, so I might have to buy a blue ink. I'm trying so hard to like keep my fountain pen collection manageable. Fountain pen and ink collection manageable. Where were we? Oh, I was using a very heavy pen here, and I'm not sure what it is. It might be like a Staedtler fine liner. This is basically the first week in October, and I do have another social media tracker and a monthly task list. You see, I'm not really like going back and filling that out, or I'm just not doing the things, which is totally something that probably I didn't do. Same layout. I do like this dividing line. What's this? This looks like a checklist for social media stuff. Oh, Sunday content list. I usually do it's Sunday now, actually. I usually do my content making on Sundays, so that makes sense. What's going on here? Okay, this is a list of food I was going to cook for when my friend came over to visit. My friend Chris lives like not that close by, like probably an hour and a half. So I always ask him what he wants me to cook when he comes over. It looks like we had crispy pork, mapo tofu, and a vegetable. What is going on over here? This looks like Sunday content checklist to make this week. More content stuff, a grocery list, posting something. And what is this? Oh, this is a list of what we watched. So it looks like Ghost Adventures, The Nurse, The School of Good and Evil. We played Phasmophobia. We played some Played Up. We watched more Ghost Hunters and played Played Up. So I guess that's like a media tracker, sort of. Start of November, social media, monthly tasks. This was a media tracker. This is a list of stuff I needed to ask my husband to get me from the pharmacy. My husband's a pharmacist. This one was a more simple week, I guess. So just all the task lists and then a media tracker. It looks like I really switched it up here, and I started, I guess this was probably a weekly task list, and then under every day I had the specific task I wanted to do that day, and then habits, socials, and media tracker, and games, I guess. So this is like getting into what I'm doing now, where I'm just have daily task lists, and same thing, I guess, weekly and then daily habits and socials. Ooh, really bright yellow. I'm pretty sure that's a mild liner as well. and looks like I was doing the tasks and then writing some, like, what is that called? Some rapid logging, I guess. Looks like what we ate, what we watched, what we played, habits, socials. Put my work hours. What was this? December. So this looks like it was right around Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So I probably wrote this so that I could double check that I got all my overtime for that pay period. I'm really writing a lot now. So habits, socials, weekly, daily, and then I think in blue is a word of the day, probably the same one I'm doing now from Merriam-Webster, and then the rapid logging in pink. Okay, and then I switched it up. I didn't have habits or socials anymore, but habits and social media tracking in a different planner. So I moved that to a different planner, and then I put my word of the day down here at the bottom. Oh, by the way, this notebook comes with 2 bookmarks, a gray one and a yellow one. I'm not sure if it's still gray and yellow. They're not sealed at the ends, but I mean, I used this planner for like a good 6 to 9 months and they didn't fray too bad. Okay, so still doing the same thing. Tasks, word of the day. It looks like I'm switching up the pens a lot. And then rapid logging, same deal. Oh, look, I must have spilled some water or tea on there. And then this is when I moved over. These are the January pages. So you can see like what the plain spread looks like. And honestly, I can see people using it for different things. Like if you're currently in like a Hobonichi weeks, but you feel like you just need like a little bit more note-taking space, you might consider a notebook like this. I kind of like that it has 2 spaces at the top because you can use them for different things. Like you could have had like personal things and work things. You could do, I don't know, I'm spitballing here. Maybe if you are a tarot card person, you could do like a daily pull. Like I had the weather, you could maybe, yeah, a lot of stuff you can do with that. I do wish personally that it was like lined or gridded up in this space, but it's not that big a deal. And then there's just like a lot of good space down here. And then in the back of the book, let's see, it goes all the way through March. It has note pages. Okay, yeah, so this amount of note pages, which, oh, there's some stuff in the back though. So I had like a to do in 2023, future things, which I guess is for 2024. And then I had a bunch of like fitnessy things. So I had a weight by week. And then this was kind of a monthly check-in, or maybe not even like monthly. It was anytime I made a change to my fitness program, or like if I went from bulking to cutting, stuff like that. And then this was fitness phases by week. So I had all the weeks listed out, and then it was my calorie intake, how many days out of the week I tracked my food, and what my fitness phase was. So reverse is like a reverse diet, maintenance, maintain, bulking. And you can see like when I get into like the bulking, I would stop tracking my intake. I like having a page like this so I can get a nice overview of what my year of fitness looked like, but this particular layout was not that effective. I'm still like thinking how I want to do that for 2025. Obviously, you'll see what I come up with. Okay, this was movies and series watched in 2023, and I went all the way back to like January and I wrote them all out. but it looks like I fell off, or maybe we just like didn't watch anything in November. I'm not sure. The first iteration of my pillbox checklist, now I do it more of like the rolling weekly, but it's for every month. This was for Minecraft. When I was doing my nails more often, I really liked the Olive and June press-on nails, and I wrote down the sizes that I used. This was some notes from when we were doing the home reno. I don't know why I completely skipped this page. Content ideas, collab ideas, and then I started doing a little bit of like daily journaling. As you can see, it's not very much, and that's because I moved into a different daily journal, which was like that small A6 cafe note from Amazon. So I started it in here, and then I was like, this is fine. So I moved into a different planner. And then I just have, honestly, all these empty pages. I had another page in the back that I cut out for, security reasons, that had like some usernames and passwords that I need to have like often, that I didn't want to go somewhere else to look for. I think I'm probably going to end up cutting these pages out and using these for something else, because I like the paper. It's kind of a waste not to use them. But yeah, anyways, in the back of the notebook, they have like all these other pages, and I actually went and translated what they are. And if you've seen me show the Pocket NOLTY notebook I use, they have some similar pages, but less. They only have a couple of these maps, but I guess this is like a theme of the NOLTY notebooks. I actually did look at the listing they had on JetPens, and there's no pictures of these pages on that listing. I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's just like too much stuff to think about, but yeah. So I thought that was another reason why I wanted to do this flip through, is because I think there's not a lot of talk about NOLTY notebooks, at least videos in English that I've seen. So I thought maybe, spread the word about this company a little bit to English speakers. So anyways, here, this is a weight and measurement conversion chart. And I didn't translate what the weight and measurement conversions are, but that's what it is. And then down here, there's a unit conversion method, which actually this thing here that's like Celsius to Fahrenheit is honestly so useful. I wish this was in the smaller notebooks, because I don't know why I can't wrap my head around translating Celsius to Fahrenheit and vice versa. It's so hard for me. But they have a lot of different conversions there. This is a subway route map of Tokyo, and then this is Yokohama, Sapporo, and Sendai. Again, this might be really useful if I could read Japanese, or if the station names were in English, like when I was in Japan, but since they're not, it's just like a very fun and colorful page. This is Osaka, this is Nagoya, this is this is Osaka, and this is Kyoto. I'm guessing that they're very close to each other. And then this is Fukuoka, and this is Kobe. And this is Tokyo Suburban Railway Network map. So it's a lot. I'm guessing this is kind of like outside of Tokyo. Like maybe this is Tokyo area, and like this is like the outskirts of Tokyo. And then this is Keihanshin Railway Network map. I honestly don't know where that is at all. And then in the back, it's a quick reference age chart. So they have, well, this is obviously for 2023, but they have the year here, and then this would have been your age at the time. So I'm doxing myself. 1988, I was 35 in 2023. Yeah. And I think over here, it's like an event that happened during that year. I don't remember what the one for 1988 was. I think it was like maybe a train station was built, or some kind of structure was built. But yeah. that's what that is. I don't know what this number is here though. Just looking at it, I can't really guess what that is. And then in the back, you can put your contact information. I'm not sure what this information is, birthdays, and that's it. And then there's the back. So yeah, this is not a video that anybody asked for, but I hope you found some value in it. For me, it was really fun to like go back and look at what I had done back when I wasn't using planners as much, and I was not thinking about doing anything for social media with planners either. So I was really into the rolling weekly for a while, and I kind of want to bring it back. Like I mentioned before, I'm thinking about using a rolling weekly for like my work stuff, since I don't necessarily need like a huge, I don't need like a big two-page weekly spread for that kind of stuff. But yeah, we shall see. Oh, I said I was going to do a pen test. Let's see, what can we use? Oh, I had that like one page. Let's do it here. Okay. Fountain pens on this paper are very scratchy, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like if you like the feedback of fountain pens on paper, like you might like it. Like I said, the paper itself feels really smooth, so I'm sure it's like the pen, but yeah. Honestly, it's hard to see what it looks like on the camera. I probably should have done it on a plain paper, but it's like very little ghosting. Like there's a tiny bit of ghosting, but no bleed through at all, even with the really dark Tombow brush pen, which you can see like right here. It's not really like going through. I'd have to really lay into it to get it to bleed through. I think even that didn't bleed through. Like there's a little ghosting, but like no bleed through at all. But I mean, this isn't a black pen. This is like really dark gray, but yeah, you can see it's really not. This paper holds up really well. Yeah, and the fountain pens and stuff, no issue. If you wrote with a pencil board, you wouldn't get that like kind of etched feel in it at all, I'm sure, but I don't really like writing with pencil boards. But yeah, the paper, in my opinion, is like really nice. I actually have a, we can compare the color to a Midori notebook. So this is a, what is this? Midori A5. And you can see the color difference maybe. It's, the Midori paper is slightly more yellow. So the one in the NOLTY book is like a little more on the neutral white side, but it's still cream. Let's see, next to a Hobonichi. This is a mess. It's hard to tell. I also think it's a little whiter than the Hobonichi cream paper, which is interesting. Also, the grid in the NOLTY book, it's not a dotted grid. It's like a full line grid, but it's very small. Do I have a, can we measure it? Looks like 4mm maybe? Can't even tell. Like a 4x4mm on that, and it's like a very light gray. I actually really like this grid paper. And it's the same. Okay, this is a tiny spoiler. Tiny spoiler. I did something super unhinged Yeah, super unhinged. But this is the Pocket Planner from 2023, and it has the same grid in it, it looks like. The grid size might be even smaller, actually. No? I think it's the same. It looks like it's the same grid. Anyways, okay. I'll do a flip through of that eventually. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed my time in this notebook as my everyday planner. Like I said earlier, I think it's a really nice option for people that want to get into planning, but they don't need a ton of notes pages. They don't need a huge, yeah, it's really low key, in my opinion. It has like a little bit of everything, but not too much. So, and the paper is really nice and it's not too thick. I think it looks really professional as well. Like if you're somebody that has to like go into an office and you don't want to have like, you want something protected, you want something that looks really sleek, but obviously you can still like decorate it however you want. So yeah, we'll say it would be really hard to get stickers on this outer cover because it is textured. I'm not sure what the planners for 2025 are in terms of like texture on this cover, but if you like a floppy planner, like this is definitely more of a floppy planner. Yeah, so anyways, like I said, I hope this video was informational or entertaining or all of the above. Keep an eye out because I do want to do an entire thing about what I'm doing with these ring planners and for 2025, etc. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, taking a look at the video. Like I said, if you're interested in seeing more about NOLTY planners, I'll leave a link in the description to Jet Pens. Not affiliated with NOLTY or Jet Pens, but yeah, just for your information. Any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section and I will do my best to get back to you. And yeah, thank you so much. Once again, don't forget to be responsible for your own gains. Don't be a dick and control your cock. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.